Okay, and we are live. Yo! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Art of Affiliate Management, or today it's more the Art of Business Development. It's a podcast, it's like a roundtable, call it whatever you want, with three very big experts in the performance marketing space. We all come from super boring jobs like finance and law. And in the end of the day, we made our way to business developer in this industry that also includes me. The sponsor of this podcast is the Affiliate Expo in Milan. It's happening end of October. And if you want to attend with the code Affpal25, I will also write it down in the description, you get 25% off on your ticket. And it's the biggest affiliate conference in Italy. And the first time they also made, under the new ownership, a step into the international market. So definitely worth attending. So the people know themselves better than I know them, of course. So I would say the first one starts with a little introduction. Who are you and what you are doing? Who wants to start?
You choose.
I'll go then. Yeah.
Okay, hi there, Victoria. Let's do it.
Hello, my name is Victoria Zelicovich, and I am the Vice President. I'm handling the business department at Guru Media for the last 10 years.
And what is Google Media doing for the ones that were sleeping under a rock for the last 10 years before you joined?
Oh, yeah. So Guru Media is a network, affiliate network. We focus on neutral e-commerce, biz opportunity, and lead generation campaigns.
Okay, thank you very much for being here today with us, Victoria, and dropping golden nuggets, knowledge bombs. Karen, your turn.
Hi, I'm Karen Ciulla. I'm the sales director at Reflex Leads. I've been in digital media and marketing for, I don't want to make myself sound old, but the grand majority of my career for the last 20 years. At Reflex, I manage everything from the sales side. So I've been in performance marketing specifically. Sorry, I should jump to that. Been in performance marketing for the better part of the last 8 years. Always doing business development and sales. And now at Reflex Leads, I manage our sales, biz dev, and customer success teams. So at Reflex Leads, we're a lead generation company. Focused on lead generation for white hat companies, mostly looking at energy, solar, insurance, education, real estate, these kind of verticals.
So, and I worked with Karen since I think 11 or 12 years, maybe even longer. And I can assure you she is an absolute sweetheart and not like this meme Karens that are complaining about everything.
Definitely.
So, definitely not. Otherwise, you would not be here. You would not even be in the industry because we cannot take breaks, right? Okay, thank you for being here with us, Karen. And Roman, you turn.
Yeah, so I'm Roman and I'm from Morelia. Some know us as Morelia Networks as well. We direct advertiser in dating. We own a lot of dating offers, mostly for tier one English speaking countries, but also now expanding to Europe and LATAM. We also sell a lot of dating traffic to other verticals as well, like all the adult verticals like camps and adult games and adult neutral offers. I manage business development, all business development that happened there. Also heavily involved on the marketing, sales, and other sides as well, like including retention, including like negotiations with partners that provides us different options. So yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, Roman and me, we meet each other very often. I mean, we
Very
just
often.
returned not even 1 week ago. We spent together some time in Prague and Ibiza, and it was super splendid. And I hope next year to see a lot of these podcast viewers as well on both of these conferences. Okay, thank you everybody, and let's start with the first question. It's more something like an opinion. Business development, when you look at it, how it was especially in the a few years ago, it was just something like a high level sales or a fancy word for sales. But what real business development means for each of you?
So I can start briefly, if it's okay. I think that business development evolved a lot. Like if before, many people were considering it as sales. Now, like most companies have sales, but they're like completely different department. And business development is mostly responsible for growth right now, for outlining new opportunities, and basically expanding into new markets, expanding into different verticals in affiliate marketing, doing some lead generation as well, of course. Like that comes with everything. Like, so then the sales team have like someone to work with, but it's also building a brand and a reputation for a company. And that is like to what business development evolved right now.
I can
And how is it at Reflex?
Yeah, I can piggyback a little bit on that. Yeah, for us, business development, I think, to have sales, you have to have a product that fits with your clients. So it's like making sure that you have this win-win situation. You're providing the service that's actually needed by the industry. So, especially from the Reflex side, we work in different countries and different verticals, and it's not a cut and paste from, the strategy and the way that we work from one country to one vertical. So it really does require kind of, a lot of research, having local people, really seeing what's functioning in different countries, and even within each verticals, kind of what are the challenges that they're facing, what works for them, what doesn't. So I think it's a lot of that kind of groundwork of really knowing what's needed in the areas that you're working in, what are the pain points of the clients that you're working with, and can you actually solve that? There's plenty of verticals that we don't even touch because we just know that, we're not going to have as much success as we can where we, really fit with a different type of client or a different type of vertical.
Victoria, how you see it?
Yeah, I totally agree. So when I have a client, I see myself as a partner in the business. So basically, I'm learning about the whole brand. I'm doing some research and trying to connect the dots. I'm helping them to succeed in the digital marketing world. A lot of them don't really understand, don't have the connections that we have. So yeah, I will support what Karen was talking about. We are learning about the business. We are seeing the challenges, the pain points, and then we are helping them to grow smart together.
So in your special situation, business development is not meaning only the business development practically for Guru Media, but you're really like a very strong helping hand for all the partners that you are having to make them grow and develop the business together in a partnership and not the focus on Guru.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So how you identify and prioritize potential business opportunities?
It all comes down to research. Basically, you do like a lot of research, you talk to people, you attend conferences, like you ask what everyone else is doing, then you do like testing as well. So, for example, marketing testing, like with the company, you decide what kind of budget you're willing to allocate for different tests. And then you run these tests, you try like buying, for example, it would be new geos, it could be like new offers, it could be new verticals. Then you assess the results of these tests, and based on that, you start to realize if that's something that could work for you or not. Like if you expand the budget, like if you're willing to optimize and then try to grow like in that area, like if it's going to be profitable for the company or not.
Karen, how is it for you? You are also making like a proactive approach to this, or is it more you soak in what is anyway delivered to you and then you are chasing the opportunities that are catching your attention?
I think it's a 50-50, not so much. I mean, I think there obviously are verticals where we have experience and we know that, these are kind of like key verticals for us. I mentioned them earlier. But it's also interesting to kind of not follow the tail, find out like what are other industries that could be benefiting from this type of business that aren't, are there subsidies from the government for some types of things in certain countries? Like what are their healthcare systems like? Does it make sense to like do some type of, insurance product? So I think it's really a mix of knowing what you're good at and going after that. And also, doing this research and testing at the same time, because as we all know, what works today may not work tomorrow. So I think like having a diversified portfolio is really the key to like long-term success.
Victoria, I'm sure that you get a lot of opportunities on your table, no matter if you hunt them or not. I mean, I also spoke with you as one of the first persons when I said like, hey, I have my friend in Slovakia with the skincare. So how you are prioritizing the business opportunities that are coming on your plate, and you can say this is worth it to chase or this not, and this maybe if we have a lot of time. Please.
Yeah, so it comes from experience and research. I know what Guru Media is good at, so I do focus on these campaigns, on developing these relationships. I know we are less strong at, so I will less focus on these campaigns, and basically I will do my research and see the history that we have with similar brands from this type.
Okay, so it's all based on experience and historical data, let's say. Roman, you're yeah, Karen,
Yeah, I
please.
was just going to add something else there too. Yeah, another great way is, and I think Victoria made a good point at that. It's like, because you're really trying to have these partnerships, and especially in lead gen, you know, if it's not converting on the other side for the client, this is like so much feedback and working with them and optimizing. I mean, as it is with all the campaigns. But when you have a strong client, you know, in a country, another great way, or that we use for expansion, is when we have strong clients, and a lot of these are kind of enterprise or corporate sized clients that work in other countries. That's another way that we end up like opening up a new market, because now we're already working successfully in Spain. This company also exists in France. They'll give you a reference. You know, so really working the clients that you have, because they can also be such a, you know, door opening opportunity to expand into other markets.
Roman, you are you're 5 years here. You are more senior than 90% of the industry, but you're the youngest in this circle of old schoolers, let's say it like this. How you are making the decision what opportunities to follow. And I mean, you are also focused on a very specific verticals when the others have more verticals to chase.
Yeah, I thought like when the guys were talking, like I thought the dating is, like much more limited in that way as well, because everyone is sort of doing similar things, like but their own way. So they would have like their different like funnels, they would have like different types of traffic that are suitable for their offers, sometimes different vertical that they monetize as well, except like from their main products, like because some companies decide not to sell traffic, for example. For us, is all like advertisement that we have like on our website and subscriptions, and we get it. But like yeah, but the dating is still like more or less similar in many ways as well. Like, and expanding to new markets is not like such a big challenge. Like once you do like all the localization, and once like that market, and like what traffic sources, and like what companies you can deal with there. But making decision there, like for me, for example, making decision is very easy, because I'm so like I'm managing all the business development. I have direct contacts with the CEO of the company. We make together, we have like a small board that includes all the C-level people in the company. And when we decide to expand into new market, like that's what we do. We find out like how much R&D sort of budget we have at the moment, like if it's going to be enough to test like everything at the same time, or we want to take like one step after another step. And then we make this decision collectively. We basically vote, like there is no one that single-handedly makes all the decisions. So it wouldn't be me, it wouldn't be like the CEO of the company as well. Like we vote and we decide, like we assess all the risks possible, like, and if we see that all the benefits that we might get outweigh the risk greatly, like then we just make the decision. We do all the tests, we allocate that budget, we run like the campaigns, and we assess the results. If the results are good, like then we make a decision.
Okay. What you do when it comes to new traffic sources? If you detect that there is a new traffic source booming, for example, 3 years ago, whenever it was, TikTok started to take over nearly all the verticals. Roman, we were together on a panel, and it was about the creators that are making the Telegram groups. These are now the things that I know. But if a new trend of traffic sources is coming out, how you are tackling this? You are making tests internally, and for example, you build your own creator, or you run your own TikTok campaigns, and then you reach out to affiliates, or affiliates are requesting this, or is something completely different?
So it's usually also the affiliates, like that reach out like straight away as well. So like when TikTok started booming, we had like plenty of affiliates that were like, "Hey Roman, like we have the TikTok traffic, we want to test it with the offer." So I was like, "Okay, like let's see like the funnel, how it's gonna work." And then like we choose different affiliates that have different funnels. For example, we discovered that for TikTok, for example, or like on Facebook for dating, or YouTube as well, you need to have like a really long funnel to make sure that the user really goes through all of it, like, and then yeah, like it's gonna cut a lot of traffic, like on the way. But TikTok has huge volumes, for example, and also that kind of traffic, it's very sort of like risk aware of the chargebacks, because the user that goes in TikTok, like, and then he appear like all of a sudden appears through the funnel on adult dating websites. This is not something that he might search of, like, so that's why the risk could be like potentially great, and that's why like we create like these long funnels. But at the same time, we have our media buying team, and that is amazing for testing different kind of options and different kind of scenarios as well. So every single traffic source that we could potentially have, we try to cover it with our media buyers. They try to buy traffic for our own for our offers ourselves, and then like, because this is going to show us very clear results of what the performance is going to be, and also in that way, we know how to access the traffic from the affiliates and how much we're willing to pay for it, because we sort of have the preliminary results of the performance on our offers.
So, and for the others here, most probably you have it a bit easier than Roman to run on TikTok, because Roman is doing adult dating and you are doing lead gen and e-com and all this kind of acceptable stuff. Let's say how you are approaching new traffic sources. You cooperate with an affiliate that is really trusted and you discover the source together. You use internal media buying. You say like, fuck it, we come back to this source when I can read on Stack That Money, outdated, go blueprint for it. What is the correct approach for you guys?
From the Reflex side, so like Roman, we have an internal media buying team. So, the grand majority of our traffic is coming from our internal media buyers, but we also have Reflex Affiliates, which is a sister company where we've been around for more than 10 years. So we've got, a pretty solid base of trusted affiliates. I think it really depends upon, we always try to test in-house, and exactly how Roman says, it's like, it just gives us a better feeling of how much are we willing to pay for this traffic, kind of what kind of funnels do we want to be using, what we think it might look like. But we also realize that there are expertise outside, of Reflex leads from our internal media buying team. There are some, great affiliates out there that might be able to work this traffic source better than we can. So we definitely test on both sides. I think we try to make the blueprint a bit internally, but then, always testing with affiliates. And again, because we're asking feedback from our clients constantly and tracking by lead ID, just keeping as tight control as we can when we have affiliate traffic to make sure that we're still kind of reaching the metrics we need to in terms of quality.
And what I want to add here is affiliate traffic often reacts totally different than the traffic that you have from your own team. I mean, use it, of course, as a guideline because you have to start from somewhere, but be prepared that the results can go up and down really big time. Victoria, at Guru, how you do it when a new traffic? Sorry, you were just drinking. So I can ask very long questions, so you can go back to your drink. How you do it in Google Media when you detect there is a new traffic source or a new way of generating traffic hitting the market?
So in our point of view, we kind of see it before it hits the market, because we have this grand basis of affiliates, trusted affiliates. We are in the business for more than 10 years. So we kind of can expect how the market will react. So with us, we have internal media buying team. Our internal media buying team focuses on a certain traffic sources and our affiliate side on another. I get insights from advertisers. So for example, if they say that YouTube is working, I'm asking them what creatives worked. Then I can relaunch it on TikTok. So we are connecting the dots behind the scenes based on all the information we get from advertisers and from our affiliates.
And the radar that you guys are having out there, is it already detecting something, the new big thing that is coming up regarding traffic?
So yeah, just yesterday I went to a meeting with Taboola.
I saw it. You brought something for your son.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so basically I was having insights from them, and I'm adding my internal knowledge from what I have in the network, and then I'm connecting the dots, and I am giving advice to our publishers, to our internal media buying, how to move forward. It really comes down to when having an affiliate network, you can see a bigger picture. So if an affiliate is he's running TikTok or YouTube or native, they're focusing on one traffic source and they have very narrow path of looking at things. For us as a network, we are able to see the whole scope and then connect the dots. We have a lot of YouTube affiliates right now.
Okay.
And we are helping them to launch on TikTok. So this is how we do it.
One thing I was going to say too, that's kind of the awesome part of having, you have your own internal media buying team, but having the affiliate network around that just gives you, such a wider range because, like I said, you're not going to have all, just because it doesn't work for you in-house doesn't mean that traffic source not working with, your affiliates. So it just gives you so much more to play with and ground to scale.
I have now a question that was not on the guideline, so I hope nobody will have a nervous breakdown. The question is this: you detect a new traffic source, and the partner is also very trust-able, but you are not offering a payout model that is matching them. For example, I give you a practical example, and I have to tell you, I have not solved it. So we had this approach, it's some time ago, about running our dating offers. I work for Masters in Cash, what is a dating advertiser as well. So they wanted to run our dating offers on TikTok, but they said they only work on CPA. But we are offering only CPL or rev share. I mean, rev share is for these people anyway, like a nightmare. But we only have the CPL. They want CPA. Is there any idea from your side how to make it, if you don't have technical, the opportunity to run it on CPA? Maybe some tricks to convince them, maybe some workaround or something like this.
So yeah, sure. Karen, go ahead.
I mean, I was going to say, I'm not so involved, like working directly with our affiliates, but I think because it's kind of just like working the math backwards. If first of all, we would only do that with an affiliate that we've had, like a long-standing relationship where there was really trust there. And also working, with the campaigns or the clients where, again, we know the numbers, we know how it's converting, we know how this affiliate usually works. I think it really gets down to the trust you have in one another and the performance that you're seeing kind of on both sides to decide, is it worth to take the risk to try it? But I also see more and more that I think those types of conversations are happening, where not everybody is so like, I'm only doing CPL or I'm only doing CPA. I think things are starting to like break down a bit, or at least in kind of these relationships we've been working together now for years. It's like, we're ready to kind of move on to something that seems more of a partnership and less transactional. I don't know if that helps.
Well, I mean, the problem is sometimes the technical integration. For example, in our case, it would have been okay to make that. I know them, I trust them, or we know them, we trust them. But how to make it if there is technical no solution? So you maybe suggest something like, please run it on CPL, how we are seeing it. But we will report you maybe manually the sales, and you just run it with one source. And once we see that there is attraction, we build it for you. What are maybe approaches to make that? Because a good affiliate manager, but in this case, it's also maybe a business developer, because it's a completely new source and it's a completely new payout model, should always be solution orientated and find the solutions for the partners. But often the partners are promising you a rose garden, and you make everybody in the company crazy to integrate all this stuff, and then they are sending no lead, or they send 5 leads per month and nobody buys. So what is a good approach?
So I think that it all comes down to the EPC that you're gonna have, like for your offers and the traffic source. No matter like what the model is gonna be, and the company has to decide basically where it's something they could do and something they could invest in as well. So you run the test and you try to count like what EPC is gonna be like on that source of traffic, on that budget that you're willing to do. And for us, for example, it's much easier because we have like a huge in-house technical team, and we have like a lot of data scientists and BI as well. So like we analyze like that source of traffic basically on the budget that we allocated, and then we see like based on the historic data that we collected. Like we have like terabytes and terabytes of data. We know like what the ROI like is going to be in three and 6 months of that traffic source. Like once we spent 3 to 500 USD on it already. So it's very easy to make this kind of decision. And if we see that the traffic converts on the offers on that model as well, like we can try to do technical changes if that is an affiliate we trust, like because it's good, like you start to already have a relationship, you build a partnership with that affiliate with with different traffic source that he was providing. For him is a new opportunity to grow as well. Like for us, it's not going to be very challenging to adjust to it as well, and we've done that in the past as well. We had like cases basically where we built RTB for our partners as well, and they had no resources to do it themselves, and they had no knowledge how to do it, and our dev team basically did it for them. So it's going to be easier for them to buy traffic from us as well. And we built like very sort of specific funnels for some affiliates as well when they had traffic that we never worked with before, but we really wanted to test. And then they didn't have any resource to do that. They just had the source. So like we're trying to help them out and assess the risk, but always you need to do tests all the time, because same as you said, like you can really trust the guy, like you worked, everything was working before, and now he's passionate about something and he doesn't really know how it's gonna perform. And you don't know as well, and just taking all your taking company's resources, investing into helping him doing that, and then seeing that he's not performing in your offers, like you're just wasting everyone's time, like he's as well, and you're giving him unfulfilled promises basically that you cannot do, because at the end of the day, if the EPC is going to be bad and traffic doesn't convert, then you're probably not going to work on that source, and you just wasted resources and time.
Victoria, what is a good strategy in your opinion if you have like a trusted partner with a new source that requests things that are not in your company available at the moment?
So we had similar situations. How I handle them, I basically asked for a allocated budget from the advertiser, and he would give us X amount to test. If he thinks that this model will work better than a CPA, then I will request for a budget. That's what I would do. And help them technically. We also have a technical team which can help with all this stuff. But I think it comes down to risk. Affiliates don't want to invest in something they might lose money. So if I can solve this issue, then I think we can move forward.
Do you have something like a trend in your companies to hybrid? I see more and more hybrid requests. Is it with you as well, like this?
No.
No.
We are more operating into a flat CPA. CPA.
With the others, you see hybrid in your daily requests?
Sometimes, yes, especially when it comes from one vertical to another. So, for example, if you're providing dating traffic for cam offers, for example, and it doesn't perform that well initially, but then on rev share, for example, and dating, like most of dating offers, they don't work on rev share as well, because like it's just not how the finance situation work there. So. Because you always need like a cash flow that's gonna go in, and a rev share you never know like how it's gonna and when it's gonna materialize. But with a lot of cam offers, for example, you can have a hybrid model where you pay CPL, and then for example you have rev share on the leads that you get like in the long term as well. So that's gonna just like continue bringing you money like more and more, and a lot of cams are very interested in that, and that's something that they offer, because in that way they can lower like the CPL payout that they're giving you. But at the same time they will you'll get more in the long term, like if you also implement rev share there.
Okay, now we come to most probably my favorite part, because this is what I focused a bit on in the last year, and this is personal branding. There are a lot of gurus out there. That's no joke about guru media, but you know what I mean. There are a lot of false prophets that speak about building a personal brand and so on. And I mean, in the end of the day, we are also sitting here to get our name a little bit out there. I do this most probably to a really crazy extreme, speaking on 20 conferences. And now I have also people that ask me for like small advices, or if I can get them on a panel or a speech, or if they can come to the podcast. How you see the development of personal brand in the meantime. Back in the day, business development was like you are representing a company and you go out to grow their business. Now I see it, you go out there as a dedicated person and you help with your personality the company. And if you would change tomorrow, your personality will still help you to grow the business. So first, I want to ask you how you see it, how it changed in the last years, and then I would like to hear from everybody if they are already doing something to grow their personal brand.
I guess I'll start. My
Please.
my personal brand is something I've kind of haven't put a lot of focus on. I have to say I've been the opposite of you maybe in the last couple of years. I think it's something, and not, I don't think that you would do it previously, a couple of years back. You were just, building your brand to help your business, to help your career, to help your company grow, without thinking of kind of doing it for a personal benefit. I think being active on social media and going to events and being in speaking panels is great because it builds trust with people. But I think for me, I think it just comes a bit, I take it on a little bit more without thinking that I'm building my personal brand, just trying to not be arrogant. This business is changing so fast all the time. So, being, I guess I would use the word humble, in fact that, you might not have the answer to every question, or, but, really listening to other people in the industry and taking that in, and not knowing where your next business opportunity is going to come from, never really shutting the door or closing up to anybody, and being open to letting yourself be on panels and speak at conferences and not shy away from that stuff, write articles, be involved in associations. And I think it's also like a really fun part of the job. I talked
Indeed.
about, coming away from the industry and then coming back in, at least like the digital marketing sector is really a fun, fast-paced, nice people. It does yourself good and your company.
That's definitely the case. Victoria, how is it for you and how is it for Guru Media? Maybe Guru is even pushing the brand of each worker there.
I think we do business with people and not with companies. So for me, I really care about the people I work with on the other side. And if I know them, if we bond, if we vibe together, then most likely we will have great things together. So building a personal brand, I think it's something that came very important during the last few years. And we see that, right? A lot of speakers on the stages representing companies. I think it's very important, and it's growing the company you are at while you're also growing yourself.
Roman, I mean, you speak in every panel I am, you speak there as well, practically. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think, like for a lot of people, it comes to like also social media and like personal branding. For example, I don't have like social media, I don't use it that much. Like, so I don't have Instagram for like 2 years now, and I'm not very active like in that kind of thing, but I always go to conferences, I always meet people. I think that all the conferences and shows, like we still represent the company that we work for. This didn't change, like when we go to panel as well, we talk, but we provide our expertise. I feel that I agree with Karen a lot that you always have to be humble, you always have to be open. You can think that you're an expert in everything, but you're gonna find and like listen to a lot of interesting people that have something to say, you know, like, and they always have something to share, and you're never gonna know everything, you know, like, so being open to people, communicate, share your knowledge and expertise is always great as well. You know, I was never I think like from the moment when I started, I never understood this kind of meetings where you come with a company that is your partner, competitor at the same time, and everyone sit there like and just like and it's silent, you know, like and everyone expects someone else to give something to you, you know, like without giving anything in return. I feel this never works, you know, like and it's bad for your personal brand, it's bad for your company as well because you come to this meeting like with a purpose. You come to a conference with a purpose. You want to learn something, you want to understand something, you want to discuss like opportunities to grow with your partners, and you have to be open. You have to be open, you have to talk, you have to listen, you have to share. And when you really know what your company does, how they do it as well, you know, like obviously there are some things that no one is going to talk about, but the majority of things that you do, like everyone knows about them, you know, like it's very high, like the market is very close, everyone is monitoring like whatever each company is doing, like what traffic sources they buy and who they're working with, like it's pretty much public knowledge, you know, like it's a like no matter how much you're trying to hide it, but being open and talking to other people and sharing your personal experience with them, being able to help them out when they need it as well, you know, like I feel that goes like heavily towards your personal brand as a person, you know, like as someone who they can rely on, who they can trust, you know, like who they can openly talk to.
So yeah, I can really recommend everybody to put at least a little bit of effort in this, be at least on one panel per year, and maybe post something on social media, maybe make a guest post. I mean, I make this, I can not say for a living, but it's like minimum, I would say 10 hours per week that I invest into all this kind of stuff. But the interesting factor to have here really like something like a case study, the amount of affiliates that I signed up over the last year is more than double than the year before. And I already collected there like my friends and homies that were easier the year before because they see me and they see that I avoid advertising practically. All these podcasts that I make, it doesn't matter if it's for Masters in Cash or this year, should in the first hand educate people. And a lot of people, they get some value out of that. And they say like, hey, this looks like a guy that will provide me a fair deal, or he has like people that I would like to work with, especially in the dating with the API. I had now two people speaking about API. Now I have a third one. We got so many API affiliates, really big guys that were not even replying. I write them, bro, let's do something together. We are killing it, blah, 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 blah. Sales phrases left and right. Maybe I do them shit, but they are not replying. And then they write me and they said, hey, I saw this podcast where Oksana is speaking how she's monetizing the push and the back button. And it's like super cool. I make exactly the same. And I saw also William is doing this and that. Can you connect me maybe even with this guy? And you have API as well. Yeah, we have it. You were not even writing back. I had something like this now in Prague. And the guy is coming to the podcast very soon. So I'm really happy. And he was not replying, and he saw the podcast and he came to one of my speeches, and now he will show up. So really cool things. That's just as a side note for me. Now it's the communication that you have internally. When a new, very important opportunity is appearing on the market, or you have to involve another department, how you handle this. You go to the departments yourself, or you have something like a centralized station, or you are maybe even the centralized station that you report to, or others report to you, and you go to the different departments and you figure it out with them.
I always believe in a personal approach, you know, like, so even though like we have like centralized system and I can talk, for example, to, I don't know, like team lead in marketing, you know, like, and decide with her and then it falls down. But like, if I know that some manager, for example, is really good at like buying specific like source or like, or is being able to utilize any opportunity that they have, I would rather talk to the manager, you know, like, and we'll discuss how we will handle it, for example, and then we'll start working, you know, like, and I feel like doing this very personally, also like you have a centralized system, and like centralized meetings with all the like C-level people where you can discuss it, and then you know like that it's gonna fall down on some manager. But if I know that someone is gonna do like a real good job with this, you know, like, and we're gonna utilize this opportunity, I'll rather talk directly.
I can chime in a little bit here too. I think, yeah, similar to Roman, definitely kind of having that personal contact, but we also have like, you know, we win as a team, we lose as a team. So you might think you have like a great opportunity in hand, but then you find out from like the media buy team, no, we don't want to work with this vertical or with this traffic source because of X, Y, and Z. And then the technical people also have a say because they need to do something that you didn't know about. So, you know, we have like a weekly meetings with the tops of all the teams. And that's kind of the opportunity to bring these things to the table before we go and, you know, waste a lot of time doing research or trying to sign on clients that at the end of the day, you know, we might not be the best fit because of something from media buy or something from technology.
Victoria, how you do it?
Yes, so we have meetings, we have calls. I'm very well connected to the tech department and to the AM department. So I'm basically all the time chatting with Adam, and we are coming up with new opportunities, with new ways to optimize a business, a new opportunity. We are constantly working together as a team. And then I also have calls with these new clients and exploring opportunities.
Okay, so the next question is a little bit more sales orientated, and it's about how to handle leads in a CRM system. What is best practice for you guys in a CRM system? Or maybe you just use an Excel file and it's like super successful for you. How you follow up with leads and how you keep track on them.
I think consistency is very important in this kind of thing, you know, like for everyone who is working with CRM, go in there all the time, make it a rule for yourself, you know, like that you have to do it all the time, that you have to write notes after every meeting or during the meeting as well. It's okay, you know, like everyone understands that if you sit at the meeting and you discuss something with a person, it's all like very business related to how your companies can grow. And then you sit right note there. Then after the meeting, you take some time. Like even when you plan your meetings at each conference show, like if you go like to partner's office somewhere as well, like you always need to dedicate like at least 10-15 minutes and put it straight away. Because we always rely on our memory. We think that we're gonna remember everything. Then like we forget like very important details. You know, like it always happens, you know. So consistency here is very, very important. And obviously choosing the CRM that you like and that you don't have any problems with using as well, you know, like because some CRMs are very complicated, some are difficult to customize as well, and they were created for like a very different type of business as well, and like and it's gonna be difficult to find it, but like once you test like I don't know like 5 different CRMs, there are not that many of them like as well, you know, like those that you can test. I know that you're using Podium, for example, you know, like I just told one of the guys in my team to check it out as well because like we're sitting on Zoho for like quite a long time and I'm not a
I
fan.
have to use Zoho in work as well. And I
I don't
hate it
like it.
from the bottom
I
of
don't
my
like it.
heart, really.
Yeah, same. I'm not a huge fan. Like we used to use Salesforce like some time ago, then we decided against it.
Too
And then like
complicated for affiliate
yeah,
managers and biz
I
dev.
agree. I agree. I had like before the full scale invasion of Ukraine, like I was also thinking of writing my own like SaaS basically SaaS thing for the CRM for affiliate marketing. I had like 62 pages, I think, of tasks for the developers that I wrote by myself. I was very into it. I wanted to create something very useful. I spent like days and nights doing it, and then obviously everything went to shit. But like, but I still have it, you know, like so maybe one day, maybe one day.
Yeah, or you go back to read your law text. So what you said that you do in the night when you are bored, reading law text. Victoria,
Yeah.
how you are keeping up with the leads that are in Guru Media?
So our CEO is really great at this. He developed a system, internal system, which is kind of AI. So we use our internal system which is curated basically for our needs. And he's constantly optimizing it, and it's doing a great job.
Yeah, okay,
Thanks to
that's
him.
of course the jackpot.
Yeah.
If you don't have the checkpoint, look at Podio because it's extremely simple. It looks like Facebook. I configured it last night for a new casino client. It took me 20 minutes to set it up for him with all his wishes. It looks like Facebook. That's why it's more approachable for people. And it costs only, I think, $11 per month per seat. So it's also nothing that is breaking the bank. But we are anyway all ballers, so it doesn't matter how much it is. Karen, how you are doing it with the leads and the CRM system?
Yeah, we're more standardized, and I've worked on plenty, you know, like HubSpot, Salesforce, Pipedrive, the Microsoft Dynamics or whatever it's called. I think the key is just what you guys said, using it. It's like you get out what you put in. So it needs to be a CRM that is going to like work with your business, that your team doesn't say they hate to use it. But really making it part of your everyday life. So you're using it in your meetings, people have it open all the time, you know, they're preparing for the meetings, putting all their tasks. So just making sure it's something that is usable and that you make it part of your everyday. You make sure that, you know, that this is what the reference is going to be for when we're doing meetings or following up on your pipeline. So that people are motivated to keep it up to date. And you can actually get information out of it.
I love it. I'm really like a CRM fanatic, even if you have to use Zoho, Salesforce better than nothing. But it's very hard to integrate it in a company if they are not using it from day one. I mean, I had even a guy that I had to develop like a penalty system for his team if they are not like using it or so. I don't know if he was putting that in place or if he's afraid everybody would leave if they get less commission if they don't put it in the CRM system. So we have two questions left from the current point of view. The next one is, what is the biggest chance in your work in the last years? No chances, everybody's doing the same. Okay. Next question, or somebody has to say something.
No, I think like the new traffic sources that came, like all the social traffic that before, like no one was really paying attention to, like or there were not that much volumes. You know, for example, for us, like it played a major difference as well. We had to learn as well how to buy this traffic sources. We had to learn how to work with affiliates, you know, like that provide TikTok, that provide Reddit, that do like a lot of YouTube streams, influencer campaigns. For us also, it was something very very new and something that helped us grow like the organic traffic on our websites as well. You know, like when you have like all these celebrities, no matter what vertical they're in, like some are like porn stars, some are cam stars, they like that for example make a video like on the platform that they are, you know, like, and then in the video they do like an integration where they say, oh, like basically if you want to like chat with me or if you want to go on a date with me, I'm usually like using this like dating website, you know, like, and they do like also manual integration, like that grew as well, like, and with all this kind of traffic, it's very difficult to track it as well, like, and it's very difficult to understand basically what is the ROI on those kind of campaigns, because it just comes organically, you know, like it can come like today, it can come in 1 week, it can come in 1 month, depends on like on how users are engaging with like that sort of content as well. Do they see it now or do they see it later? Do they make a decision that they want to go there? So like for that we had to create like completely new website as well, like where we don't do anything organically except like this kind of funnel. And it was like a major point of growth for us, but at the same time like a big challenge to determine how we're going to do it, because we've seen like other brands start doing it as well, like some of our competitors and our beloved friends, but they started doing more to grow the brand of their website, so they go higher on the reviews and similar web and everything. For us this wasn't the case. Like we didn't try to create like this brand image for the website that we have. We just try to boost a number of organic users that come to our website.
So it sounds for me more that it's more important the partnership that you have with people that are sending to you, and not so much bringing the ideas what you really have to change within the product or the company or what to integrate there new.
No, you had to make a lot of changes in the product as well because, for example, like when you do it in the videos, it all looks much nicer. We had to adjust the product. We had to do like a lot of product changes as well. We had to do like the find me link, for example. So when the user comes, from like specific influencer campaign in that case, the user comes directly to the page of the creator that he was engaging with, and like and where he came, like and to create like all this kind of funnel, like they took a lot of product changes for us as well, and like to have like the content of that creator, to like to agree with everything there, like with the creator itself, like you needed to have like contracts in place. You had to create like a specific funnel, like with landing pages, with everything, like to direct the user there. But for us, I think it was like a major hit, not right now, like it doesn't perform as well as it used to, but like if we take 1.5 years ago, for example, it was massive, like it was something that changed the level of organic traffic that was going to our website. Is something that like SEO or reviews couldn't do for us, like for a very long time.
Victoria, how the job changed for you in the last 10 years? 10 years the same company.
Yeah,
What dynamics were there in the last years?
the last few years, it's basically connecting all the knowledge. So what I feel is the recent chances as basically looking at the data and creating new opportunities within the knowledge we have. So this is how I see the new chances coming.
And what strategies and maybe even what tools you use to connect all this knowledge? I assume you mean the knowledge from the entire company, not only your personal.
Yes. So again, we have our internal technical side, which is developed especially for us. Yeah. So we use our systems to see the insights and act upon them.
Karen, in your case, I mean, there were a lot of developments because you moved also verticals, mobile content, and also dating for a short while, and then now lead generation since a few years. How easy it is for somebody that was very established, like you were in mobile, like super established, to learn like a new vertical that functions completely different.
Yeah. I think it's funny when I first kind of made and I've been there for a little bit less than 1 year, so I haven't been in lead gen for, yeah. You kind of think, oh, well, I've been doing performance marketing for years, so I know how this works. But then you get in there and you realize this is totally different. And it's also, a different type of client. This is, working with large enterprise corporate clients, public clients, energy providers, real estate companies. So yeah, it's been a super interesting change. It's fun, learning kind of about these new industries. They all work differently. And because it's really important to understand how they work with their clients, it, just opens up like learning so much more about these varied industries. But what I think we've seen in our company, the biggest, I guess I would say, like advancements they've made, instead of, really coming from, starting these CPL and we're a lead generation provider, but really turning it into like more of a holistic approach. We've done a lot of work since even I've been there on our own proprietary technology as well. So where we do verification and scoring of each of the leads. And this has enabled us to come up with kind of changing the strategy a bit for our clients. So we're able to put into different strategies where we're able to kind of build their volume and build their quality without continually asking them to raise their CPL. We've also opened a call center. So we're able now to use that to verify the leads. We have our affiliate network. So we're also able to like pull on that for scaling of the leads. It just really provides like more of a holistic approach to the whole lead generation for the clients. And it makes us more flexible when we kind of find out, what might be the best solution for working with them. It just gives us more opportunities to change up the strategies that we're using.
Roman, look at these guys here. Karen has all this holistic approach, all from one company. Victoria is not even working with external softwares. I'm very sure that you are not working with Everflow or something like this as well, and you are running there on something your own. Am I right?
No.
Yeah,
For
for
us,
us.
Everflow, we really are happy with Everflow.
So you
And
work with the.
Roman, what is left with us? What we
This is
have?
the
What
only
will
one.
change for you? This is the only one.
Yeah, we do a lot of things in house as well. Like sometimes they negotiate the price, with like with some external providers. We get something for like we get like some contract for like 2 years, like on a very very good terms, and then like in 1 year in 2 months, my company is like the developers from the company, they're like also like how much else like do we have left in the subscription? I was like another 8 months. They're like like that sucked. I was like, why? It was like because we created like exactly the same thing, like and we did it much better as well. And like we can save like a lot of money. And I was like, oh, like interesting, like so we don't have to extend it. But I think that our developers are very passionate about things that we work with as well. They study them, they analyze them, they are happy to do like something like this. But for example, for our affiliate program, we're using RedTrack as well. We have like very good relationships with them. Like we've been using them for some time. We're helping them to develop as well. We always provide feedback, and it's been doing miracles for us on the affiliate side.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was very clear when we tested different fraud prevention tools. Nobody understands the fraud and the traffic and the user as you do it. And for us, all external stuff that we tested in all the companies that I was, also in Masters, was not as good as the stuff that we have developed ourselves. So the last
Actually, I have a
question.
question about that. Can I ask you
Yeah.
about it? What
Yeah, please.
did you use Anura?
Pardon?
Anura anti-fraud solution?
No, we were using in the beginning in the old company, it was I think RiskyQ, and then after this it was I think 24 metrics.
Oh, yeah.
All this kind of technical stuff. I'm only the beautiful face of the company. When it's technical stuff, I'm hiding behind my monitor. I make quickly a podcast and I come back when they have a solution for this. Yeah, really. But in some way, I have to bring all these tools to the table. So of course, I also follow up what is happening there, but not in details. It is actually a very good bridge to the last point that I'm having here. It's the involvement after a business developer brought a deal or opportunity or a lead to the table. How long you stay on this, and when you hand it over to somebody, and when is the right time for you to come back and work on this lead, this opportunity again.
So I think that like as a business developer, like before, like the girls were saying this as well, like when you had the question of the like evolution of the business development role, that you're becoming like a partner, like to the partners that you work with as well, and very often you become a friend to them as well, like but you have to be very sort of rational friend in this case because you also represent the interest of your company, and you should never forget. And this is how business development is different from sales, for example, because sales department usually they have like their targets and KPIs that they have to do, like in order to receive like some specific bonus. And business development is all about like building community, is about building a good relationship with your partners as well. So you take care of them, and sometimes you have to be an advocate for your partners within your own company. Like if you think that someone wasn't treated fairly, if some affiliate wasn't given enough chance, but you believe in him and you have like basically you have grounds for like reasonable grounds to believe that this affiliate is going to do well, like based on the performance he had before. Some sales guys, they're going to look at the numbers only, the BI is going to tell them basically the traffic is not performing. They're gonna decrease the payout, for example, and that's it, like it's gone. But I think as a business developer, like if you see like an opportunity there, if you see this partner can do really well with you, like then you have to be involved like on every level of this kind of partnership that you develop there, and you have to protect him as well, but protect your company at the same time and balance like all this kind of risks that could possibly happen. And also, for example, for some tests as well, like you may not have capacity like of affiliate managers to run like different affiliates. I think business developer should be someone who gets involved into this as well, like who can run some tests themselves. I mean, like with me, I try to be personally as involved as I can. And like I always tell to my team of business developers that to be involved and to know like how marketing does their tests, like what they like how they receive all the feedback, like how they judge basically whether the source is viable. If we see the potential like for the source to grow, then we pass it to affiliate managers. But at the same time, we always follow up and we always see like how the source develops under a specific affiliate manager. And sometimes as a business developer, you have to communicate to your partners as well. And if there is a bad interaction with the manager, like sometimes there might be a need to change a manager on your side as well. And you have to always be rational. Not all the people can work with other people, you know, like some people much do like they could do a much better job there.
Yeah, some people simply don't vibe with each other.
Yeah.
How is it for the others? I mean, all of you are very involved in your companies. You're very passionate about it. But when it's time for you to hand over a lead to somebody, or you stay always around there, or you come back after a while, or if something goes wrong, how is Reflex and Guru approaching this?
I cannot let go.
You cannot let go.
I think
I
I'm like you.
No. So for me, yes, I close a relationship and I have an amazing team. But still, I'm always present in the calls. I'm always reviewing the chats. I'm always hands-on. So I cannot let go. I care about the people I work with. I care about the companies. I develop like a true, genuine willingness to assist them to grow their business. So I'm constantly there, trying to help them, trying to grow their businesses, trying to find new markets, new traffic sources. So yeah.
Karen?
Yeah, I think a little bit like Valentina, it's, you know, business development. You really are like building relationships with these people and helping them to build their business. And I think if you're good at this, you can't help but get, you know, kind of a little bit personally attached and involved into what you're doing. So we do have an awesome CSM team. We have our customer success managers. Once we do sign contracts, we do hand them over to them. The business developers stay involved for usually the first 6 months. That also has to do with their commissions, but because we're still a pretty small team as well. And again, we don't have like thousands of clients. We kind of work with a smaller group that we actually do, you know, scale with and can be working with for years. And so we're doing weekly meetings. We all know who all the clients are. I think, you know, even if your name is not directly attached, you know, to that client at the moment, because now it's customer success manager, you're still involved. You know, we're still discussing all the time, even as a team, you know, okay, so we see that this client isn't doing so well all of a sudden. Okay, let's really dig into what can we do? Let's bring in the media buyers, the business developers there too, because they probably, you know, might know the history or have a personal relationship with the clients. So
yeah, I can also not really let go. I mean, there are some guys that are requesting so many things, so I let go in some way, but in general, I stick around and I read, at least after a few days, all the communication that was done with our partners. And if I see something like a missed opportunity or the affiliate manager is a little bit junior and maybe approaching something else, I jump in. And then, of course, when the people are stopping maybe the cooperation or the lower it big time, it's on me again to recover these people because I brought them to the company, and you don't see the issue happening all the time directly. Sometimes you see it when it's too late. So we are 14 years on the market, so we have also a portfolio that is not small on partners. Okay, hey, that was it. It was the first roundtable ever done on an Affpal channel, and I'm very, very happy with the outcome and the knowledge, and especially the mindset of everybody in this call. So if one of you has to say something like an advice for business developer, affiliate managers, marketing manager, general people in the performance space that are just starting out, and you have a knowledge and advice to share, please say it. Or if you want to do some selfless shame promotion about a special that you run at the moment in your company, this is now the right time. If Roman is making a self-promotion about Mirelli, I cut it away because we are in some way competitor, that's clear. But no, I'm just kidding. So please, if you have something to share, let me know.
Yeah, so no promotion from my side. I love my company, you know, like it's great, but I think that if you want to do good, like in this kind of industry, you have to really know what your company does. You have to try to be involved on every single stage, like where you can be, because that's going to make you an interesting and more knowledgeable person in general. It's going to help you in the long term as well, because it's going to be much easier for you to spot new opportunities for growth for your company if you're going to know what is working, what is not working, what exactly you're doing, what you've tried but like didn't work for you before. Maybe someone else knows how to do it much better than you did, like because they had like more budget to test it, or like they had like some guys that came from other companies that managed to do it, so know your shit basically, and be open to other people always, and always be nice. Like I think that in our industry, no one really likes assholes, and fortunately there are not that many of them, like as well. So like as long as you're nice to other people, as long as you're open, as long as you're willing to talk to everybody, and no matter who you are, if you're a CEO of the company or you're like a junior manager that just started as well, being nice and being open will take you a long way.
Thank you for that. Definitely true. Somebody else has something to give as an advice to the newer folks?
I can just follow up, kind of summarizing even what Roman said. Enjoy it. That is going to make the difference. If you're into the job, you are going to be inclined to learn. You're going to be more curious. It's going to make you better at your job. You're going to be more tenacious and wanting to succeed. So yeah, all of those things. I'm not going to repeat everything he said, but I think that's the key. Enjoy it. It's going to make you better at your job. You're going to be happier, and that's going to make you more successful.
I agree.
Victoria just says, don't join a company that is relying on external systems. Okay. So that's it for the first roundtable. It was quite a challenge to assemble all these superstars here, but we made it. I'm very happy. So thanks for joining, and thanks for the Affiliate Expo Milano for supporting this channel. And once again, if you want to join with the code Affpal25, you get 25% off your ticket. So have an amazing day, everybody, and rock the online marketing world. Take care.